Hi all, it's Dana again, and today we're going to be doing the Cockney Accent lecture. So we'll get started right away, and I'll show you the images that I have, and just like other people couldn't print in color again, so I added my own color this time. So the first image that I have here is Mr. Doolittle, Eliza's father, from My Fair Lady, and I wrote, "I'm getting married in the morning," because he has a very Cockney accent. And that was one of the first things I was ever exposed to in theater with Cockney. So he just makes me think of that. This one here is a comic. It's like a smelly guy, and he's saying things like, "Hello, governor. Would you be so kind to lend me a dime?" So it's very, it's spelled out all like that, and he's smelly and he's scruffy. And then this crisp, clean kind of man is, I see more as the RP guy. I should say not. Very proper. Here I have these two pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean saying, "Hello, Poppet," taking that H off the first word there. They are kind of known for that. And I have a few more here. This is just a guy saying some Cockney types of words, and the other guy is saying, "Sorry, I don't understand that. I only speak English." And then here she's saying, "Am I bothered?" with two V's instead of the TH, which is one of my sounds that I bring up. So I will just go right into that. The first sound that is important and cannot be missed is the L here in the Cockney accent. And the words I have here for that are middle, kneel, and cattle, but you don't pronounce them. It's more of a sound, so middle, like a more of a W, I guess you could say, for that one. And it was interesting to me finding out when to use the L and when not to, when it's a linking L, and that's when it's followed by a vowel versus when it's not, kind of like the A versus an rule in English, which I'm an English teacher, so I know that one. So that was a good rule for me to remember. So the words I have here are middle, nail, and cattle, which kind of has that glottal stop in there too, middle and cattle. Whereas the linking L, collect, that L has to be there because the next letter is an E, so be more like collect, and police, and call off, and fellow. So it's still pronouncing that L, so you can't just skip it. The next one I have is the voiced TH, and those are words like this, that have that sound behind them, and they're pronounced more like a V, or sometimes like a D. So you got to practice with that, like although. And then, well, more like although, I would say, with a D for that one. And then like brother or bother, like we already talked about. Am I bothered? Is the V. And then the last one is the unvoiced TH. The voiceless TH, or unvoiced. And that one comes out as an F. It doesn't matter what vowel it's followed by, it's always that. So words I have for that are with. We say with all the time. So with an H. Breath, had to catch my breath. South. So things like that. I think I only have one of those in my particular monologue that I chose, but it's still an important sound, and I would be remiss to leave that out. The oral posture, I would say, is kind of the lazier version compared to RP. So the lips have to do a lot more, I would say. and the jaw moves more, but it's pretty lazy. Your tongue is lazier, so you can be a lot more kind of sunken down with your mouth and even your actual posture as well in order to make those sounds as guttural and gritty as you can. And that kind of goes with the music. I feel like it's a deeper, less musical type of accent than the RP, which was very tenor, it was higher, whereas this is more gritty and low, I would say. And let's see what else I have to do. I would say my challenges for this are not switching back into RP, which I guess can be expected a little bit, but I would say also knowing when to do the dentalized D and the V for those voiced THs are also a struggle that I have. Finally, I will give an intro to my monologue. I'm going to be doing Dotty Otley's Mrs. Clackett monologue from Noises Off by Michael Frayne. And this show is a play within a play. So when she speaks regularly, the Dotty character doesn't have this thick Cockney accent, but on stage it's very, very thick, overdone, and kind of silly. And she's the sardines lady, if you've ever seen the show, and she keeps losing the sardines, and it's really funny. So that is the monologue that I chose to do. And to get into the mood, I guess you could say, I will do my key sentence, which is, I guess I'll say it in regular. Are you still waiting to hear 30 feudal church bells? And that's feudal like unnecessary, not feudal like the feudal age, by the way. So in a Cockney accent, that would be, are you still waiting to hear 30 futile church bells? And here's my monologue. It's no good you going on. I can't open sardines and answer the phone. I've only got one pair of feet. Hello? Yes, but there's no one here, love. No, Mr. Brent's not here. He lives here, yes, but he don't live here now because he lives in Spain. Mr. Philip Brent, that's right. The one who writes the plays, that's him. Only now he writes them in Spain. No, she's in Spain too. They're all in Spain. There's no one here. Am I in Spain? No, I'm not in Spain, dear. I look after the house for him. But I go home at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Only I've got a nice plate of sardines to put my feet up with. Because it's the royal, what's it called on the telly? You know, the royal, Where's the paper then? And if it's to do with letting the house, then you'll have to ring the house agents because they're the agents for the house. Squire, Ackham, and who's the other one? No, they're not in Spain. They're next to the phone in the study. Squire, Ackham, and hold on and I'll go look. Always the same, isn't it? Soon as you take the weight off your feet, down it all comes on your head. So that's that. Thanks for listening. Bye.